Federal government yesterday warned that it would not hesitate to visit severe sanctions, including a state of emergency on any other state where the nation's economic interest is threatened. This is just as Nigerians from diverse backgrounds have continued to voice their rejection of the state of emergency declared last Tuesday by the President Bola Tinubu in Rivers State, insisted that the measure was a huge affront to the nation's democracy. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, while speaking with Senate House correspondents, rationalized the President's action, saying that there would be no preferential treatment to anybody. Fagbemi said, so it is Rivers State's turn today. It can be anybody's turn tomorrow. Let the signal be clearly signed for those who want to foment trouble, who want to make the practice of democracy and enjoyment of the dividends of democracy a mirage, to think twice. The declaration of state of emergency was a warning signal to other states whose actions may threaten the economic security of the country, suggesting that the government would invoke stricter sanctions. If it happens again, I will encourage Mr. President to do the same, maybe this time with even greater vigor and vitality. So the question of separating or treating or giving preferential treatment to anybody does not arise. President Tinubu had, apart from proclaiming the state of emergency in a bid to arrest the threat of anarchy and violence that could lead to the destruction of property and loss of lives, also appointed Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, retired. The president yesterday administered the oath of office on the sole administrator at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. This is the thoughts of the Attorney General of the Federation as regards, stricter sanctions if other states try to undermine democracy and all of that. Now, what is the faith of democracy if the governors can be suspended at any time, if the House of Assembly members, now I'm not talking about Rivers State because he made reference to any other states can actually suffer, a similar fate, as it were. What is the fate of democracy if this continues to happen in Nigeria?
Well, when we started this show, we looked at what happened in Rivers State.
Right.
Already, I don't know, democracy was already suspended in Rivers State before the president's intervention. So, but everybody seems to be focusing on the action of the president. A state where there is no House of Assembly, there is an anarchy. That's not democracy. Those who wrote the Constitution made it very clear that you have the executive, you have the legislature, and you have the judiciary. Where the executive is not working, or the legislature is not working, or the judiciary is not working, that is not democracy. So in Rivers State already, there is no democracy. So what the president did is to save the situation. And there have been serious threats. Like I said, you saw a video clip of some arm-wielding faceless group saying they want to cause chaos in the state. They read out their communique and all that they want to blow up pipeline and oil installation in Niger Delta. Should we wait for people to start dying? Should we wait for them to destroy oil assets before the president will come in? So the presidential action.
You did say groups making videos.
Yeah.
Right. And this was sent via platforms on social media.
Yes.
Do you think security agencies would have been able to track down those groups independently as opposed to the removal and the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State, given how high-tech Nigeria has become?
I'm sure the security agencies are doing that, tracking those people. Who knows if they have tracked them, and based on investigation, is also maybe could be part of what led to the state of emergency. Maybe because of their confession, or because of investigation.
If they've been tracked out and expunged, do you think we'd have still had pipes blowing up?
You do not know. These are security issues.
Right.
Nobody knows whether those guys have been arrested and linked to Or maybe because of investigation, they've never established the what is to come upon Rivers State. And that's why the president has to take that decision to save the situation. Because we saw this thing, and nobody has come out, these people coming out to say the president's action is not in line with the constitution. They saw some of these things, and they did not say anything. Now the president has acted, and NBA is saying that the president's action is illegal. Well, that's their opinion, but
the NBA is the body of everybody that interprets the law as a lawyer in Nigeria.
Yeah, but that NBA does not constitute, is not a court
now,
of law.
What are your thoughts as regards the NBA saying this and the AGF saying something different?
You see, that's what I'm saying. There are two divergent opinions.
That is one individual, and this is a collective body.
Who collective?
The AGF is Fagbemi. The NBA
is the NBA president.
The NBA is a cluster.
No, the NBA is the NBA president.
Representative of the cluster of all of the lawyers.
The AGF is also is a ministry. The minister is representing the whole lot of people under the ministry that the AGF is representing. Now, who told you that before that issue was, before the NBA president issued that statement that he consulted other lawyers? Who told you that all the lawyers in Nigeria agree with him? That's the point. So because he's the NBA president, he issued that order. When did NBA meet to have a sampled opinion to say, okay, this is where we are? Lawyers can never agree on one subject matter. They have divergent view, and that's why you see them. What's the essence of court? So because of different opinion, you want the court established. So as it stands now, the decision of the position of the NBA is not the court of law. It is until the court establishes that what the president did is wrong or right. That's when you can hold on to that. The NBA has come out to say it's illegal. It does not make it right or wrong, including what the AGF said. In fact, the AGF is even more authoritative because he's the chief law of, he interprets the law. So, but in this case, until there is a court declaration that the president acted illegally or acted in line with the law, that's when you can now say, okay, this is the position of the law.
Right. Now, this has happened. Do you think that in the coming years, if this stands as what it is, some other precedents, because you know that most of these things are continuous, someone can cite to this incident, and I'm aggrieved as a president with a governor, and look for a way to make him suspended, because that part was not in the constitution prior?
For me, I think we need to strengthen the constitutional process in the country. Though it's been very difficult to amend the 1999 constitution because of the nature of our National Assembly, because you have to go through the Senate, through the House of Reps, and even there are part of the constitution that cannot be amended until it passes through the state House of Assemblies. So until we looked at the constitution, first, the president has taken an action. The AGF cited section 305
yes,
for the presidential declaration,
which states that he can declare state of emergency.
Now, this matter will definitely get to the court. The court will interpret whether the president's action is in line with the law or is illegal. Until that is established, now the National Assembly will now have to look at the constitution on another part to say, okay, because there are a whole lot of lacuna in the 1999 constitution. Don't forget the issue of the defection of the 27 lawmakers. They were a serious issue because the laws made it very clear. There is only the principal officer that can declare the seat of an assembly member, of a defecting assembly member, vacant, which was the subject of discourse. They say, oh no, it's not. But the law did not specify what if the presiding officer defects? Who should declare the seat of the presiding officer vacant? So there's a lacuna. So the National Assembly will have to go back to amend that section of the Constitution to make it very clear. Now, it is the same thing. The National Assembly will look at the section 305 and look at the action of the president. See if the law actually gave the president the power. I'm sure that's part of what is going to happen at the National Assembly today. Give the power, the president the power to suspend an elected governor. If that is not provided for, then the National Assembly may be left with no option than to reject the state of emergency declared in the state. But if that is enshrined in the Constitution, whether it's enshrined or not, I'm sure the National Assembly will have to look at that section again to make it very clear in order to forestall further, will I say misuse or further misrepresentation of that section.
Okay.
So I'm sure after now, that's what the National Assembly will do, so that to make it clearer what is because the AGF is saying the section 305 gave the Constitution, the president the power, and the NBA has come out to say no, there is nothing of such that is contained in section 305. So it is left for the National Assembly to look at that section again and make it elaborate. So
are you saying that if they are able to look into it today, it can? Now, what is the fate of that for democracy as regards? I pointed out a scenario to you where I said, as a president, I'm angry with one governor. He's not making me smile. Do you think this is going to be abused if it is allowed to happen?
Well, this is not the first time. So we have 3 tiers of government.
Right.
But we are more concerned that the president is suspending the governor. We have seen in the time past where the governors should laterally remove local government chairman. We did not see this type of outcry. Is the local government chairman not also elected? So you see, the impunity started with the governors. They remove local government chairman at will. And nobody has come out to question the governor why you are removing somebody who was elected like you are. But now we are seeing a whole lot of reaction that the president suspended the governor for 6 months. So the issue did not just start today. So those who drafted the Constitution, we have to look into that. Fortunately, the Supreme Court has given a judgment in support of the local government chairman to say no, the governors do not have power to remove. But you saw what happened in Edo. You saw what happened in Osho. The governors have continued to abuse the Constitution. And this same governor feel that they have power to remove local government chairman. But the president do not have power to remove them. So when you want to amend the Constitution or want to look at democracy, it should be, look at it holistically. You don't see it because it affects the governor today. So we should look at everything. The action of the governor to the local government chairman, not just the action of the president to the governors. For me, the Constitution should be amended where there is issue of security, breakdown of law and order in the state. The governor can be allowed, but there should be restriction. That's my personal view. There should be restriction to allow the federal government to restore law and order. It should also be applicable at the local government level. Because as a Democrat, this looks like you say.
Do you think at no point will this be abused if it's put in, especially given you mentioned Edo and all that, and you know we always have the party crisis. Do you think if this is implemented, like you said, maybe they should look at it and maybe implement it, do you think this will bridge peace for the democracy we are trying to build, or set us backwards more?
No, it will help in strengthening democracy in the country. Like I said, they should look at the section. I said, okay, if there is breakdown of law and order, the president can declare state of emergency to restore law and order. The governor may be restricted from doing this, but he should remain the governor. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
But the president have come out to say the way it is as provided that the law gave him the power to remove the governor. So all that is what has brought us to this situation we are now. But the National Assembly will look at all that. But for me, I think as a Democrat, the president should not be given such power to unilaterally remove a governor. And the governor should not also be given power to remove the local government chairman.
Thank you so much for your insight on that report.